I'm Willox, introduce yourself and say what
Hi.
you do.
Tom, sit there, type things, push paper around, literally, and I do a top acid on my lunch, and I come back and push more paper around. It's great. Why should you come to this park? Well, it's rollerbladed run for a start. You won't find that too often in the UK. It's sick now. It's so good since Steve's taken over. The rail, planters, the angle it's at is perfect. New wall ride upstairs is sick. The new wall ride downstairs on the death box, really popular. People who skate transitions and death box love that. And it's managed really well now. Like everyone else said, it's a lot cleaner. It's just a better managed skate park, and I can see good things for the future of it. Yeah, it's become a lot more rollerblader populated, and it's bringing a lot more people into the sport, because there's a lot of kids starting up now that you've never even seen before. I mean, we had an event the other day, the opening weekend, and there were people there that you'd never seen before at events, and there's just new kids starting up rollerblading all the time, so it's good for the sport. Brilliant. That was awesome.
The Best Power Hour! This is an announcement for anyone in the middle room. That's this area out here, what everyone calls the aggressive. In about 15 minutes, that area is going to be closed. We've got an artist going to be doing some artwork in that room this evening. So there'll only be downstairs and the beginners area that's available. That's in about 15 minutes time.
You've seen any Rush Hour throws? Whoa, that's got trade prices in.
Can't even think where to start.
Like, when did UK skate start and all that stuff?
When did UK skate start?
Yeah, give us a brief history of UK skate.
Brief history, Jesus. Alright, UK skate started 8 years ago. It was originally me and Gavin Newby, a couple of old school skaters, started a website with videos, pictures and that sort of thing. And at the time, video was pretty unheard of on skate websites, so the website got big really quick. After a couple of years of it just being a personal website, there was about 500 to 600 people a day going on the website. So I actually decided to give up my job because I was just bored of my job, and took a big risk, and then took on UK Skate and turned it into a business, and it's gone from there. And it started off with a shop down south. But actually no, it started off with selling things out of my bedroom and my living room in my house, and then we moved into a shop. And then after a couple of years down south, we needed to get the overheads down, so I shifted everything up here, up into Manchester, in a shop in Longsight, in the ghetto. Yeah. And then recently, when we heard that Bones skate park had closed, I again took another risk, and we've taken on Bones skate park, put the shop in here as well, and the whole business is now here. As soon as I'd arranged all the lease and everything with the landlords, and we got everything agreed, and we got the keys to the place, pretty much right from the start we had to clear up everything that had been left by the previous owners. They'd left the skate park in a terrible state. It was there's holes in all the ramps, there was loads of dirt everywhere, like literally inches of dust on everything. And we spent the first week with me covered in head to foot in black dust, and like coughing up black shit out of my lungs at the end of every day as well. So we got the place clean, started doing all the repairs on the ramps. We repaired all of the existing equipment, which took probably the best part of 3 to 4 weeks. And then we started adding new stuff in, like new ledges, new wall rides, some new rails. We took what was a mini ramp that had been sort of made really bad, but they'd put towers on there that were just like knocked up in seconds. They'd got rid of one side of the mini ramp. The other side of the mini ramp was just coping that was dead level with the wood. So we like raised all the coping on everything, so it's a lot better for rollerbladers, much to the annoyance of the skateboarders here. Coming up in the next few months, before the winter months come out, we're going to add a lot more things into the park. Downstairs we've got some 2 30-foot long ledges that are going to be put in there. They're going to be we're going to try and replicate the street ledges in Manchester like Urbis and Castlefield. So one of them's going to be about Urbis height and the other ledge is going to be about Castlefield height. They're going to be square but with a slightly rounded edge, and the square will actually be on an incline like that, so that when you actually lock on, you do lock on rather than sliding off. You know, so it'd be a nicer square edge for us, but it would also be better for skateboarders and BMXers as well, because they'll be able to lock on and stay on the tricks easier as well. We're in the main, what people call it, the aggressive area for some reason. I've never figured that one out. But in that area we're going to have a new drop ledge next to the side of the spine. We're going to have a long up, along and down rail, just be a freestanding rail. That'll be longer and mellower than the rest of the boxes that are in that area of the park. So you'd actually be able to, if you know anyone can, they can grind up, along and down straight off the floor. What else have we got going in there? There's more stuff going into the beginners area. We can have more movable stuff, little kickers, P-rails, movable ramps, and they could be moved anywhere in the park basically.
So, what about downstairs? Any improvements put in there?
Downstairs, other than the ledges that we're going to put, you know, the 2 30-foot ledges, we're going to do. There's a new quarter pipe that's going to be next to the vert. At the moment there's a big wall ride quarter pipe that's in the way of a fire door. So partially because we need to move it to clear the fire door, we're going to bring forward the quarter pipe so it's level with the vert, then cut the height of it down to the height of the vert and extend the coping straight out from the vert across the gap and across the quarter. So it'll be about.
Is that going to be like a full quarter pipe?
Yeah,
so people can actually stand there.
There'll be a gap in the middle with a wall ride about that height at the top. So you can either wall ride over the gap, you can grind the rail over the gap, or you just air it.
Big time.
Yeah.
So definitely.
So that's something else new and sort of improved in there. We've already done the big disaster box at the side of the jump box as well, which I think at the moment Steve Swain's about the only one who's actually disastered onto. He's done like Disaster True Mizzou and Disaster Royale on there. So that's pretty crazy because it's a long gap from that jump box to that rail. So.
Pretty sweet. So. UK skate park, definitely going to be one to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for rollerbladers, obviously, because everyone who works for me are rollerbladers, the park's always going to be more rollerblader orientated than it's ever been. And you know, we're listening to what other rollerbladers want and doing what we can to make it even better than it is.
Lots of competitions coming up in the.
Well, it's going to be. I'm hoping to do at least sort of 3 or 4 competitions a year, and then if at some point in the future, probably not this year, we want to get to the point where we can have like a British Championships or an equivalent of that being here. You know, it would make sense for a British Championships to be in UK Skate Park.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Thank you very much, Steve.
Okay.
So, what's the differences now between the park and when it was Bones? What sort of improvements have you made to the park, Craig?